Johnny, where's my Canadian flag? Where's my Team Canada t-shirt? I wanted to wear it for the intro.
It's packed away for a move that's just over a week away. You're lucky that the Preds and Titans and a few other wall hangings are still up, so the intro looks semi-normal.
If you're packing everything now where I don't know where you put it, don't be expecting me to unpack it once we get to the other side at this new apartment.
I just assumed that you weren't going to lift a finger for the move and the unpacking at the new apartment anyways, Jersey guy. You ever just want to get down on one knee and thank the hockey gods upstairs that throw floors with us at Nashville Predators?
Hey everybody,
It's Jersey guy. Hold my beer.
are you sure you want me here?
Hat trick watch anybody?
Is it written somewhere that we owe a massive debt to the hockey gods?
Again and again and again.
Feeling like a kid again, Johnny. Is happening?
Is this happening? Is this happening? This isn't an ad for some dang cookie. I want a piece of that action.
Well, you don't have to tell me twice.
What do you have to tell me that is going to make me feel positive? And
Maybe the Titans won't let us down on Thursday.
Preds, walk it off!
Okay, on with Johnny's reaction video.
Redemption take you home.
Everybody's hands go up, way up, as the Nashville Predators defeat those blasted Colorado Avalanche by a final score of 2-1 Saturday night inside Bridgestone Arena. Jonathan Marchessault's 18th goal of the season breaks a 1-1 tie halfway through the third period. UC Saros should get a reprieve from all of his haters, at least for one night, as he makes 31 saves as the Preds come out of the Four Nations tournament break to start an intense set of games over the next 9 days. Well, we're back after what seemed like a forever 2-week stretch of no NHL hockey off for the Four Nations tournament that Canada won. Sorry for my American Preds friends, but when it comes to international, I'm still going to root for Canada. After that is over, the Preds have 28 games starting tonight to finish off the season, 2 weeks until the NHL trade deadline, for what will be a methodical, slow, eventual conclusion to the season that we all expect will finish off with no playoffs. The Preds return to the NHL regular season with a back-to-back, which fortunately is at home for today, Saturday, and tomorrow, Sunday. No rest for the weary, as basically, as far as I could tell with Colorado as well, all participants from the four countries that took part in the Four Nations tournament were all returning to Nashville and Colorado's roster in this game. Oh, the next 9 days where the Preds play 6 times. Is there a bigger word than exhaustion? Exhaustion, yeah, that's going to be me as well after this next week and a bit, packing all this up and moving into the new place. At the same time as still cranking out content for this channel. Shout out to Telus, still stiffing me with being able to watch Preds games on FanDuel, so I had to have the TV on mute so I didn't have my ears bleed listening to Marc Moser on Altitude Sports while simulcasting it on my phone on 102.5 The Game. Preds lineup for this game continuing to have differences game after game as this team suffers through injuries and trying to see what will fit right. The latest being Andreas Egeland, picked up off of waivers from Los Angeles. Impressively, somehow no scoring by either team halfway through the first period, despite the fact that both teams are generating chances. Also surprising, in the second half of the first period during a TV timeout, former Pred, now Colorado Avalanche, Juuso Parssinen gets a tribute video. The closest the Preds came to a real scoring chance in that opening period was just over 5 minutes left to go in the first period, where Tommy Novak beat Scott Wedgwood, but he couldn't beat the post behind him. First period eventually does come to an end, scoreless, with the Avs with a slight edge in shots, 11-8. It only takes 73 seconds, a lot can happen in that time, for the Avs to take the lead into the second period. Sam Malinsky gives the Avs a 1-0 lead. But as quick as 78 seconds is, 30 seconds comes a lot faster as the Preds, shortly after the Avs open the scoring are back in the Avs zone, passing it around, trying to make things happen when Colton Sissons gets it back to, of all people, Justin Barron, who gets a shot and he beats the former Pred for a short little window of time. Scott Wedgwood and the Preds have tied this game at 1. Shortly after that, the play is behind the Preds net and Sarles goes around to play it and he gets his stick stuck in the board behind the Preds net. And thank God for Preds fans, it doesn't end up costing the Preds a goal in that moment. But I happen to have the TV unmuted on Altitude Sports, and everybody remembers the classic Preds comeback in 16 seconds last season against the Avs. Well, Marc Moser makes mention of that and is showing his frustration with that side of the Preds ice. I wonder what he's going to say in the third period, but we'll get to that in a little bit here. And I still stick to this, and I'm really going to hammer it home in the third period. Oh, Marc Moser, poor baby. Former Preds Sam Girard, former Preds Sam Girard, that guy who's a pretty good defenseman for the Colorado Avalanche on their blue line right now, has won a cup. He's part of that disastrous Kyle Turris trade. He would get a puck in the face, it would appear, or maybe he cut himself with his own visor. He would have to go off for repairs. Hopefully he's okay after this game. Then I have to give props to Colton Sissons for breaking up a pass that would have set up recently acquired Marty Necas for the go-ahead goal for the Avs, but this game stays tied at 1. First penalty of this game in the second half of the second period goes to the Preds, and I'll give you one guess, and you're only going to need one guess. Oh yes, it's Brady Shea for hooking. Fortunately, the Preds defend well, and it doesn't end up costing them. Mind you though, during that Preds penalty kill, the Preds get a breakout, and Nate McKinnon appears to be tripped. It wasn't obvious, but it was obvious to the Altitude Sports Network. And then during the ensuing TV timeout after the penalty was over, McKinnon gives the ref a peaceful, subtle piece of his mind, but sorry buddy, this game is so tied at 1. Fast forward to just under 3 minutes left to go in the second period. Not a lot of separation. Avs getting the slight edge in shot as we get to the conclusion of the second period, but the Preds defending well. A certain netminder showing up well after maybe a sluggish streak to his game going into the Four Nations tournament. Concludes tied at 1. Avs with the edge in shots, 22-15. The third period, at least the first portion of the third period or so, treated very cautiously by both teams. But over 5 minutes into the third period, the Avs have registered the only 4 shots on goal as the Preds try to get their feet under them to try and get something out of this game positive for the fans who have been without hockey inside Bridgestone Arena for 2 weeks. But in a period where the Preds are outshot 10-2, the Preds make one of those 2 shots count just about the halfway mark of the third period. Just over 9 minutes into the period, Preds are in the Avalanche zone. Luke Shen at the point to Scott Wedgwood's left, gets control of the puck, and he thinks, maybe I'll just throw it in deep and see what will happen. Maybe it'll get on net, maybe it'll hit a stick. So Luke Shen does that. Follow the bouncing puck. It hits the backboard perfectly, like he intended to do it this way. And guess what is happening to Wedgwood right before he can even realize it? Number 81, Jonathan Marchessault, sees the puck coming around. He picks it up before Wedgwood can react to it. He's like, oh, thank you. Let me just deposit this right here. Puts it in the net before Wedgwood can react. Preds up just like that, even though they're being outshot like crazy, leading this game 2-1. And yes, for the uninformed Preds viewer who actually got to watch the FanDuel feed of this, take it from me who watched the Altitude Sports Network. The clip is going around on Twitter that Marc Moser had a meltdown about it. Chef's kiss that, oh, the board interfered, and oh my God. Sorry, Moser, your team should know the bounce is better since they are a division rival of the Preds and should know how to react to this and, maybe score more goals than you did in this game. Now it's a matter of willing this game to its conclusion with the Preds getting the W. Avs on the attack with just over 8 minutes left to go. Nate McKinnon and company, but they can't get a puck by UC Saros. 6.5 minutes left to go. Again, Preds under attack, but the defenders are blocking shots, trying to let UC Saros see the puck as best he can. And then, absolute robbery by UC Saros' glove hand on one Cale Makar. Yes, love you. There is the UC Saros we all know and love. Under 4 minutes left to go in regulation as we all in Preds Nation try to control our breathing, hoping the Preds can get an insurance goal or at least prevent an Avs tying goal. With just 3 minutes left to go or so in regulation, Logan O'Connor with a great chance to try and tie this game gets a shot past Saros, but it rings off of his left post and stays out. The Avs pull Scott Wedgwood with about 2.5 left to go in regulation. But wait, hold up, the refs are calling a penalty. It's a double minor on Arturi Lehkonen for high-sticking Justin Barron. See, once in a while you can get a goal by Justin Barron and a penalty drawn by Justin Barron, putting the Preds on a 4-minute power play to run out the clock in this game. You love to see it if you're a Preds fan, not so much if you're an Avs fan. If the Preds play this right, they should be able to walk this game to a victory. Under a minute left to go after some pressure by the Preds, the Avs are able to get a breakout. They pull Wedgwood again, resulting in this game only being 5-on-5 with an empty net in the Avs zone. Preds would get the puck out of their net. Forsberg would miss a chance at the empty net. Avs get one more zone entry, 1, 2, maybe 3 chances, not in succession of one another on Saros. Nothing gets by number 74 in the third period where the Preds are outshot 10-2. Saros making all 10 saves. And impressively, even being off work for 2 weeks, the Preds come back, play at home, and get the W, a 2-1 win over the Colorado Avalanche. Well, considering how things played out during the Four Nations tournament, and I'm talking about Team Finland here, with how Saros played going into the pause and how he played despite not the best defense from Team Finland in front of him in that loss to the U.S., it's obvious nothing was hanging over him. Nothing was bothering him with Saros' solid effort in this game. Hopefully, Saros can show that he's shaking off the yips, because I assume his next start will be Tuesday at home to Florida. As for what's next for the Preds, they play Sunday night, second half of a back-to-back. Fortunately, they don't have to travel and will be welcoming the New Jersey Devils of town, who do have to travel after playing Saturday night in New Jersey, a game that they lost, so they're going to be hungry, so the Preds better be ready for what the Devils can throw at them tomorrow night. And like I said earlier in this video, this starts a tough stretch for the Preds over the next 9 days. 4 games at home, 2 on the road to finish off the stretch that will be in New York next weekend. Oh, and let's not forget that the NHL trade deadline is less than 2 weeks away. And a week from Monday, I will be moving. So over the next little bit, you guys are going to see less and less behind me. And then like that, like a flip of the switch, the background behind me is going to be totally different. I hope you'll stick with me through this transition into the next part of my life where I'll be living and a new area that I will be shooting Preds fan reaction and other Preds related content for this channel. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching as always. Click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. You can find my social media and interact with me during every Preds game and any Preds trade or related news that may come up by clicking on a channel name. Tell all your friends about Redemption, and if they know about Redemption, tell them and be prepared for major changes that will be coming to this channel very soon.